Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am your host and friendly neighborhood tenor, Ken Levine. I'm a singer and vocal coach here on YouTube, and today we are looking at reviewing and postulating several unsubstantiated claims on a performance by Hozier. Take Me to Church pop-up show in New York City Subway. But before we do that, I would just like to remind you all to please do the thingy with the subscribe and the notification bell. You know what to do, and because everybody says you need to do that, and I think it's important. And if you do, and you're new, please write I subscribed in the notification in the comment section below, and I will do my very best to respond to as many people as humanly possible. Okay, let's do the thingy with the headphones, and 3, 2, 1, Hozier. So all we hear is just the audio, the raw audio from a cell phone. So not mixed at all.
Every Sunday's getting more bleak. Fresh poison each week. We were born sick. You heard them say it. Not church offers no absolutes. It tells me what's up in the bedroom. Only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with
All I hear is the guy with the tambourine.
I was born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Amen. Amen.
Oh, okay. So he's jumping into the higher part of the song. I have heard this song before. I don't know anything about Hozier. I couldn't help myself. And so I other than I think he's from Ireland and he's hugely popular, and judging from this video, he's got 40 million views. So I think the thrust of this particular YouTube site takes popular artists and puts them in like a situation out of context. And I'm feeling I'm sensing discomfort from this performer. I know that this is his song, and it suits him down to the ground, and he's written it, and so he can sing it however he wants. One thing I'm really impressed by is how there's very little expression in his forehead. My singing teacher for years, she would beat me with a stick if she had one long enough from the other side of the piano at my insistence on sort of trying to sing through my eyes or sing through my eyebrows and my forehead, and I would do all of these sort of pained expressions. One time she got me so badly, she said, "Man, that was great. Now can you do it again without sounding like you've just had a barium enema?" So that taught my lesson. And then also she would put tape on my forehead to prevent me from doing that. And so when I'm looking at him, he's like so relaxed. Amen, amen, in one way, but there's kind of a weird tension too. I don't know. Did he busk on the streets of Ireland? I don't know. That remains a mystery. We'll see. But there's something not quite sitting well just with me with this performance right now. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so the flip up to the falsetto section was not helped by the fact that the position of his soft palate, I can just sense it, I can feel it, is low. He's got a la 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 la. It's just low. It's low, and he's got a high larynx, and then he needs to flip up to that falsetto and he doesn't have the space for it. It's still good, and it's his song, so I guess he can just sing it however he wants. And look at that. Do you see that expression in his eyes? Something inside him just goes, oh, crap. Look at that. He's not happy. I've been in this situation where you're like, okay, let's do this thing in front of an audience of a few people on a subway out of context, and I'm supposed to bring everything that I would do in a performance and make that happen here. I don't know. I don't think he's having a fun time.
Let me give you my life. Take me to church. I worship like a dog at the start of your life. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife.
What is he looking for? See, he did it again.
Let me give you my life. 'Cause I'm a pagan of the good touch. My love is the sunlight. To keep the goddess on my side. She demands a sacrifice. Drain the whole sea. Get something shiny. Something meaty for the main course. That's a fine looking eye horse. What you got in the stable? Even though it's hard and faithful. That looks tasty. That looks plenty. This is hungry work. Take me to church. I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life.
Okay.
You my
Okay, hang on. Now, I just want to focus in on a couple of things here he's trying to do performance-wise. His focus is all over the place. La, 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 la. Please, get me out of here. Please. His focus is all over the place, and now he closed his eyes. Hang on, let me see if I can find that where he's. Yeah, okay. So right there, you see he's closed his eyes. I'm looking at that as a performer. I'm saying, okay, this guy is trying to find his center in this chorus so that he can actually perform for at least the camera and try and find some measure of groundedness so he can bring his energy back in. Because what I was seeing was a guy positioning himself back and forth, trying to find his center, looking every which way, trying to gather in an audience. And I don't know, the camera doesn't pan around to see if there's anybody else listening. Maybe it does. No. So, look, and I'm just going to guess that this is a very uncomfortable position for this particular performer to be in, to try and do this, and he's trying to come off as relaxed and, totally this is a great performance, or rather, he's trying to come off as relaxed as he possibly can and nonchalant. I'm just doing my thing and singing my song, but inside, well, this is pure speculation, unsubstantiated postulating of mere rumors. But I'm thinking this is not a comfortable position for him to be in as a performer. And I'm thinking, just take me to church or get me out of the subway. But I guess circling back to that one idea where he's closing his eyes right now, I'm thinking he's trying to find that center and focus in on it and realize what the performance is about, who my audience is, where I'm directing my energy as a performer, as opposed to being this diffuse performance, looking all around and bringing it back to center. We'll just see what happens and where he goes with this. His pitch is really good. Okay, did you see that right here? Hang on. He's got this interesting tick where he sort of brings the bite down. I'm not entirely sure what's happening internally, but That's not an expression of someone who is interesting. Interesting. Okay, I'm taking a breath in, trying to reset and get to that lower part of my register so I can actually make it through the rest of the performance.
When the ritual begins, there is no sweeter innocence than our gentle sin. In the madness
Interesting embouchure stuff going on.
only there lions only
Amen. I actually really like that, what he did there, bringing everything down, trying to release some of the tension. There seems to be a lot of this play between the tension and release in his face. Amen, sin, amen. Interesting. Very, very interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on here that one could really study and unpack. I'm thinking that these Subway performances are really raw, and maybe that's the way it's intended, and that's probably good. But I'm sure there's a few moments in that performance where Hozier guy was thinking, I wish I could take that back. Who am I? Who am I to say? I can already see the comments. Who are you to say and criticize? Just saying.
Right of your life, I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Let them go, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog. At the sign of your life, I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that, let them go, let me give you my life.
Okay, so classically, what you would look. Oh, wait, we're almost done. Yeah. I don't know that he's necessarily super pleased with how that went. La 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 la. What I was trying to formulate in my mind while I was watching this was like, oh, there's such a dynamic shift between some of those punchier notes that he's in his upper part of his register, and what it would be grand for him to try and attempt to do is smooth out those rough edges and make it a little less declamatory, in that there's this sort of massive variance in the volume of those lines. Like in classical music, what you're trying to do is trying to make things as smooth as possible so that you have there's not a dramatic shift between the notes. This is not classical music. It's pop music. It is what it is. This is how he sings his song. If you don't like it, you can take a hike. I get it. However, if I were to work with a student or someone who wanted to try and learn this song and sing it comfortably, I would focus in on making sure the line is as smooth as possible, not sort of jumpy in terms of its dynamic and volume, because you can wind up in some serious trouble. And you could see even he as a performer was not necessarily, it's cold, like clearly everyone's got overcoats. This is not ideal. This is not the ideal. This is what it is. It's a moment in time. I think we need to take it all with a grain of salt and chill out and not be so snobby. I'm talking to myself here, not to any of you viewers. Yeah, and just take it for what it is. And he's very, very much a fine singer, and very much an interesting singer too. And his embouchure and what he does with his face, and how he's sort of got the calm up here, and then there's just, interesting interplay of energy between, you know, how he bites down on certain things and then allows the soft palate and the whole sort of embouchure to fall. It's very, very interesting. I could take a little bit more time to sort of unpack this, and maybe I will afterwards and just sort of see, is this what he does in his performance of other songs as well? I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, let me know what you thought of my banter and, like I said, unsubstantiated claims. Leave those thoughts down in the comment section, or keep them to yourself, whatever you choose to do. If you are a young singer and you're wanting to master and plumb the depths and highs of your own voice, I strongly suggest you reach out to a vocal coach. There's lots of us out here in YouTube land. Maybe there's one in your neighborhood. That is the best way to learn one-on-one with a competent professional, someone that you trust, someone that you like to work with. That is the way you need to do it. If it's not possible, and these are challenging times, there's lots of us out here in YouTube land. You can reach out to me. I will be sure to leave a link in the description. And yeah, I think that's it. You could also subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about different singers and their technique, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the great stuff we produce here every week on the channel. So if you've made it to the end of this rambling, ramshackle video, I applaud you and thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.
Let me